My name is Delphine Ama and I am the product champion for fried plantain. I am delighted to briefly present some highlights for period 3 on behalf of other colleagues in IITA in Nigeria and colleagues in CNRA in Côte d'Ivoire as listed on this slide. So fried plantain activities in the project are limited to work package 1 survey in Nigeria and work package 5 trials in Côte d'Ivoire. When we met in Uganda last year during the annual meeting, our work plans for period 3 in Nigeria were to complete the survey report, explore possible collaboration, and produce the special issue paper. While for Côte d'Ivoire, the work plan was to continue evaluation trials and sensory evaluation. So the survey in Nigeria was not only focused on fried plantain, so it was kind of adapted to identify predominant food products consumed in southern Nigeria and quality characteristics for fresh fruits and the food products, with some attention given to gender and interstate differences. So this work is already published in the special issue paper, which is freely available online and can be consulted for more details. From the survey, we identified the main plantain food products which are preferred in southern Nigeria, and these were fried plantain, roasted plantain, boiled plantain, plantain with beans, and porridge. Other important food products which are processed from plantain were also mentioned, such as chips and flour. All these food products employed common processing methods like frying, roasting, boiling or steaming, sometimes in combination with other ingredients, pounding, drying, all these with slight differences based on individual preferences. Regarding other survey highlights, we also found significant differences in preference of food products between states. For example, amala was more preferred in Osun State, while porridge and pepper soup were more preferred in Delta and Rivers. Fruit pulp texture, in terms of the firmness and softness, the color and the taste, stood out as key quality characteristics that impact on food products. There were little interstate and gender differences in the preference of quality characteristics for fresh fruit and food products. Lastly, we observed a lack of specificity in the use of varieties for particular food products. We also found that very few bread varieties were mentioned. But despite this, the hybrids that were mentioned provided an indication of non-preferred quality characteristics. For example, things like softness when ripe, which are important to take note in breeding programs. In Côte d'Ivoire for work package 5, there was agronomic evaluation of 12 genotypes. 10 to 63 bunches were analyzed depending on the genotypes, and the average bunch weight observed ranged from 7 up to 17 kg, with the highest bunch weight being observed in FIA 21. Generally, the bunch weights were low, but this is due to drought observed in Côte d'Ivoire in the study site in 2020. 5 plantain genotypes were assessed for their suitability to make fried plantain, also known as aloko, in Côte d'Ivoire. These were resistant varieties Trois Verts, FIA 21, Beta 3, and Beta 3 hybrids, resistance in terms of sigatoka attack, and susceptible local variety Orichelle. So for these, biochemical analysis were performed on raw plantain at the green stage and at the optimal ripe stage for preparation of aloko. Sensory analysis on attributes such as sweetness, saltiness, oily appearance, color of fried plantain, and softness in the mouth were also assessed. Following the biochemical analysis, physicochemical and textural changes were observed with ripening. For example, dry matter and pH decreased with ripening, while the sugars, the fat, and titrable acidity increased with ripening. There were also pulp color changes and texture changes as the fruit became softer when ripe. Here we present the level of perception of sensory attributes, and you'll see that these three varieties have the optimal level of sweetness that is preferred for aloko, and it is linked with their high sugar content as a biochemical characteristic, while these two varieties are seen as soft, which is also linked to high pH and water content in terms of their biophysical characteristics, and this therefore indicates some level of correlation of the perceived attribute with the physicochemical properties. There were also strong correlation of attribute perception such as sweetness and saltiness with their perceived intensity, and based on the overall classification or appreciation, Truavec ranked as the most preferred, while beta 3 ranked as the least preferred variety for aloko. I must add here that beta 3 is actually a cooking banana hybrid. And also there were instances in the survey in Nigeria where hybrids were less preferred because they were too soft when ripe. So this is really a key characteristic that is worth noting for breeding program. So regarding our perspectives for period 4 in Nigeria, we really have no planned project activity for this period because our activities were limited to the survey in work package 1. But we collaborate with Dr. Alamu and team on a PhD study work here in Nigeria, which is focused on needs development for plantain quality assessment within the RTB cluster CC 4.1 component, while we are also trying to explore other possible avenues for collaboration on plantain quality. In Côte d'Ivoire, there are plans to expand on the biochemical and sensory analysis done in period 3, and also to work on characterization of fresh and processed products from plantain varieties while assessing impact of ripening and conservation. And this will be done in collaboration with Dr. Didier of CIRAT as part of a doctorate and postdoctorate research work. So I'll end here by acknowledging the great contributions of all collaborators listed on this slide. We are indeed grateful for all the support to the fried plantain team in Nigeria and Côte d'Ivoire. We welcome all questions and comments and suggestions during the annual meeting where the fried plantain team in Nigeria and Côte d'Ivoire will be available to interact. Thank you very much for listening.